What is this dude? 12? Why is he investing with Robinhood and he make $270,000 a year? Get you a real brokerage account, bro. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Yo, listen, just because you getting money, everybody need coaching.
In high school, I was an introvert, and when I looked at successful people, they had a lot of friends and people around them that they were learning from. So I spent a lot of time listening to podcasts, reading books about how do you genuinely care about people, because I want to. People are awesome, and the only way we can really grow as a society.
Look at that boy. That boy, hold on, wait a minute. Listen, I know we're not supposed to pay attention to the aesthetics, but this man had a hamburger t-shirt on. Look at this.
People are awesome, and the only way we can.
Don't do it to me, Freaky Jason. Don't do it to me. I'm supposed to be critiquing the money. That man has a hamburger t-shirt on. Boy, oh boy. Is this a high value man? I don't know.
Really grow as a society is to be very transparent and to work together on investments, earnings, salary, on savings.
So 26 years old, lives on 270. Listen, you can laugh at his hamburger t-shirt if you want to, but that boy is busting down over $250,000 a year in Austin, Texas. He busting down over $270,000 a year in Austin, Texas. All right. Listen, y'all gonna have to remove how you feel about him and his hamburger t-shirt in order to make an objective review of this video. And that's what we gonna do. All right. Here's how he spends his money. I love doing these type of reviews. I prefer to do these reviews, which I'm gonna do them all. As many as I can get to. I prefer to break down the money, and this is why I like the Millionaire Morning Show. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Come on, y'all. We cook up in here every single morning. I'd rather do these videos than busting down a modern woman video. But we do what we got to do, all right?
Clinton Stamper. I'm 26 years old. I make $270,000 a year, and I live near Austin, Texas.
Now, for those of you that are not familiar, Austin, Texas is a hub for tech. I believe that Tesla built a gigafactory there for the Cybertruck and the new Model Y. You got a lot of companies that's moved to Texas. You got a lot of people in Silicon Valley that moved from California down to Texas. So Austin, Texas is a hub for tech workers now. He's a software engineer at Google.
I work 2 days a week here at home. And then I work 3 days a week in the office.
Look at this boy. He worked 2 days a week at the crib and he worked 3 days a week at the office. Look at where this boy is working. He is in a corner by himself. Now, I think that this is a problem because I think it's important for you to be able to network. But the foundation of who he is, it is what it is. Like, he secured the bag and he's never going to need or want for any kind of thing as far as money is concerned. But this is a problem, in my opinion. Listen, I'm going to look at every aspect of this video. This is a problem. Do not sit in the corner. Do not go to work with your shorts on, with a hamburger t-shirt on, with your Asics and your book bag and working in a corner, ladies and gentlemen. All right? He is smart. He is wise in order to pick a field that is going to generate the most revenue. But again, my thoughts on it is a little bit different than the general public. And just because he's making $270,000 a year does not mean that he should not be making $500,000 a year. Do not do this. You can do the same work around people, interacting with people, and not in a corner by yourself, okay?
In Austin. And currently I'm working on tools to help us make decisions regarding some of our real estate. I'm able to go to the office.
Hold on. Did y'all hear what he said? Let me rewind that. Razik says, you missed it when he said he started off watching podcasts and reading books. The irony of doing the same thing. That's true. Check out what he said he does. Listen.
Days a week in the office in Austin. And currently I'm working on tools to help us make decisions regarding some of our real estate.
Translation. He's removing people out of the equation in order for companies to be able to thrive and be more effective when it comes to real estate. I'm making tools. He's creating he's creating solutions to remove people out of the equation. Okay.
I'm able to go to the office and they have gyms and cafes and food, etc. And then when I get home, I can just spend quality time with my girlfriend and her sister who lives.
Look at that boy. He said, listen, I can get any chick I want because I got the bag. He said, I live with my girlfriend and her sister. They stay with me. My girlfriend and her sister. My girl got a girlfriend. Let me stop playing around. He said, I live with my girl. My girl live with me and her sister. Woo-wee.
So when I was looking at Austin, I had to figure
He
out
worked at
how
Amazon
my
for 3
lifestyle
years.
and my girlfriend's lifestyle could fit into where we wanted to live. And the city life was not completely what I was used to growing up in a farm town. I decided to buy here because growth is inevitable. And when it grows outside of this area then becomes part of the city and it should expand in value and increase in price.
He's saying he's making decisions. Translation. He's making decisions based off of where he thinks the market is going to go in order to ensure that he capitalizes off of the growth of the city that he's in. He didn't necessarily move right into the city. He moved outside of the city, anticipating growth so that he can capitalize off of his investment. He's making a long-term decision. Whenever he's making decisions, he became a software engineer, worked at Amazon for 3 years. He used that to level up and go over to Google. He moved to a place, but then he didn't necessarily buy where everybody else is. He bought a place right outside of, anticipating. These are all proactive thoughts, not something that's reactive. All right. Patrick Hill says, stand down for the come up, buying a dip in the market.
Buying a house here was crazy. So we toured about 40 houses. I put offers in 3 of them. We had to waive every contingency we could. Basically had to open up our shirt and be like, here, you can have whatever.
That man got a cat shirt on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so distracted. It's so hard to hear people talk when this man got a cat shirt on. He got multiple cats on his shirt. Lucid Experience says, are we coming to times where eventually you'll have no choice but to work for yourself? Human work in most places are starting to become obsolete. No, I think that if you work in certain industries, there will always be business owners. I think that the type of jobs that's available is going to change. I think that the type of jobs that people want is going to change. All right, let me get back into his real estate story.
Once. And even that sometimes wasn't enough. Write letters. We had to explain that we weren't investors. And we basically had to bid $50,000 to $60,000.
That's a Versace shirt, Jeremy.
Price. So for this house, I ended up paying $638,000 when the list price was only $575,000.
That man got a cat on top of a hamburger. He has a cat on top of a hamburger, a bacon cheeseburger. Oh, Jesus. I'm so sorry. I'm so distracted, y'all. I have maybe some version of ADHD. I don't know. Wait a minute. What do you mean his 2 housemates? You talking about your girlfriend and her sister?
The only stipulation that I had for that was that they need to be furthering themselves towards whatever goals they have. It doesn't have to match with my goals. Just whatever they want to achieve, I want to see progress towards that.
Fuck that. That's bad advice. Mrs. Smith says, how do you view fully remote jobs? I'm in tech and will soon be fully remote. We'll lose direct networking opportunities, but gain job flexibility. Well, I'm fully remote too. So what I do is I make sure that I allocate days. Well, for me, it's every day, but I wouldn't suggest every day for everybody else. I go out and I participate in society on a regular basis. I'm out everywhere. I'm out interacting with people, so on and so forth. And so for me, I would suggest that you don't have to be fully remote. Pick a couple days or a day every week that most of the senior management is there Add some time into your boss's calendar to make sure that you're getting visibility. And then just because you are fully remote does not mean that you have to necessarily be fully remote. Pick a day, go in, interact with people, and then taking advantage of the fact that you are fully remote for the rest of the time. All right. Shout out to Mrs. Smith. That man said they in there living for free. Now I know how he able to snag them. Her and her sister is in there living for free. Let me rewind that real quick. Hold on. What's the stipulation?
Was that they need to be furthering themselves towards whatever goals they have. It doesn't have to match with my goals. Just whatever they want to achieve, I want to see progress towards that.
No. A student and a dental assistant. Sound like a modern woman to me. Oh, no. No. You talking me to Caitlin is a babysitter? Living in my McMansion? Nope. She got to be putting out. Something. She got to be. Don't sit here and talk about your sister is moving in with us and she a babysitter right after he said that they got to be going and doing something productive to make sure that they bettering themselves. Stop the cap. Sabrina, he got to be having a good time with them both. He has to be having a good time with them both. Come on, man.
They pay for their food and their drinks, their clothing, and any other things that they want. Open communication about finances is really key to having a healthy relationship, and that's what I think I've tried to foster. I feel lucky enough that I can afford this house and that I have the salary that I do so they can accomplish whatever they want to accomplish.
This man is getting took to the cleaners, ladies and gentlemen. They are freeloading off of him. Listen, I'm sorry. I look at things a little bit differently. Either he busting them both down. Listen, I don't care if he busting them both down. He bought that house so that they can both live with him. That's a no-go. No. We're not doing that. I don't believe in this. I thought that I was just going to be reviewing a money video. I didn't know we was going to be talking about modern women in this video too. This is unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ.
I grew up in Ohio in a little suburb called Rootstown. My mom and my dad were there for about 6 years of my life. They ended up getting divorced. My aunt got cancer and my mom had to take care of her at the Akron Children's Hospital.
Aww.
And that's where I ended up spending most of my time during
He
my
do need a
younger
coaching
youth.
call,
And
bro.
I got
He need
to
a
know
coaching
lot of
call
the kids
ASAP.
in Akron Children's Hospital. Most of my friends
Derek
had
T
brain
said, go
tumors.
read the comment
So
on the
what I
video.
did is
The
I planned on
girlfriend
becoming
clarified
a
it.
neurosurgeon, so I could help.
I'll
with
put the link to the
research
video
and
after the
actually
live stream.
perform these types of surgeries to
I'm going by what he
extract these brain
said.
tumors
Ain't
in
no
a way
clarification. You can't
that
add
would
to it.
let more of my friends live a wonderful life and not pass on like the reality that I eventually found out they reached. I just felt like that was my purpose.
She made a full recovery. Yay. Wow. That's not good. All right. This is the part I want to see.
On my phone, I have the Robinhood app front and center, as well as my other apps, Webull, etc.
All right, let me
And
look
when
at
I
this.
wake up every morning, I click one of the apps depending on the day, and I invest a certain amount every single day. Same for financial budgeting.
What does this dude? 12? Why is he investing with Robinhood and he make $270,000 a year? Get you a real brokerage account, bro. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Yo, listen, just because you getting money, everybody need coaching. That's the conclusion that I'm drawing from this video. Everybody needs coaching. It's no reason this dude should be investing with Robinhood when you're making $270,000 a year. What is wrong with this dude? All right. Look at the little bit that he invests in coaching. And that's including therapy. So I'm guessing that really it ain't no life coaching. It's really just therapy. He invests $62 a month and therapy and life coaching. That's too small, little homie. Shout out to Prophetic said people need to realize that we have moved on from the industrial age into the information age, and they have to change their mindset or be left behind. Agreed. 100% agreed. I'm not blocking the fine print. I'm showing the fine print. Shout out to Prophetic. Thank you. Hold on. Look at this. This man only spends $62 in therapy and life coaching a month. Business expenses, $145. That's dumb. That should be much, much higher. And then everything else should be much, much lower because he should be looking to align his business with his lifestyle. He wasting a lot of money. $159 on travel, $177 on insurance, $215 on subscriptions. I wonder if that's the OnlyFans in there. $221 on donations, $590 on food. And I'm guessing that's because he's saying that everybody else got to feed themselves. $589 on discretionary. I guess he out here tricking off on these hoes. $764 on transportation, which means that he pays a car note. This man's budget is fucked up. I'm going to just be honest with you. It's messed up. $3,529 on a mortgage and utilities, basically so them other chicks can stay there for free. The only thing I see good in this is he put about $9,000 into investments. And the problem with that is that he's doing it with Robinhood. Come on, man. You can do better than Robinhood. Malevolent Elephant. I agree. His life, no, it's not just about being great. It's about maximizing what you have, right? Because I guarantee you, he's probably given a significant amount of money over into the federal government unnecessarily. He did do well by moving to Texas, which means that he doesn't have to pay state taxes. But that federal government tax, he's not looking at it from a business perspective. It's not just about living good. It's about, are you taking advantage of every opportunity that's available to you? And he wouldn't even have to change his lifestyle. He just need to rearrange some things so he can do things more effectively, looking at it from a business perspective. Right? He's smart in that he was able to get to the bag and becoming a $270,000 software engineer, but he don't look at things from a business perspective. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, he live a good life. He comfortable, but it's not as good as it could be because he's not making informed decisions. Is he writing off that car? No. I know he not writing off that car. I know for a fact he not writing off that car. And you know how I know he not writing off that car? Because first of all, he only owns one. Secondly, he can't tie it to anything business related. That's a problem. That's a problem. Third, he only got one. Yeah. And fourth, he invests with Robinhood. What are you, 12? Anyways, let's continue.
Every Friday or Saturday, I will look at Mint and I will go through my whole budget and I'll figure out how much did I spend this week? How much do I have left for next week?
That's good.
My biggest expense is my mortgage for this house, as well as the insurance that goes along with that and the property tax. After that, my second biggest expense would be my car.
Yep. This dude owe $23,000 on the loan, which means that he's financing it. And yeah, that dude need to join a Patreon. Real talk.
Meal delivery services are super expensive. So what I do is I wait for coupons. I'll act like I'm signing in and making an account, and I'll leave. And I'll wait for them to email me coupons. And when I get those coupons, my target is for each meal to cost just under $5 a meal. Jesus. With inflation, that's gotten pretty hard. But once I hit that mark, then I'll order whatever the meal is. As part of working at Google, you do get help with...
What? Is this dude clipping coupons? Is he doing the electronic version of coupon clipping? Is he finessing restaurants? Oh, no, Freaky Jason. No. And them chicks live there for free? And they not making no healthy meals? Man, them chicks should be personal chefs for that dude. They live there for free. They don't pay nothing. They probably back telling their girls like, girl, I done came up. He wearing cat shirts and I don't even care. I got my man. No way. Them chicks should be cooking every day. I want a hot meal at the table Monday through Sunday every day. No way. No way this dude is being an electronic coupon clipper.
Your phone bill and with your internet bill. And they don't cover the full cost on some things, but they do cover the full cost of one of the most important and largest expenses that someone could have, and that is health insurance. Also, at Google, a really cool perk that I take advantage of a lot is that they reimburse portions of classes or trainings for you to acquire new skills. I'm learning to fly
That's pretty
a
awesome.
paramotor, which is basically a paraglider with this motor strapped to your back. It's crazy. You're just like a plane flying through the air.
That's
I'm
dope.
still learning, but I'm so close to actually getting up in the sky.
That's dope. I like that. That's pretty awesome.
I learned a lot of things from playing video games, of all things.
What a surprise. Tell me how I didn't know that. Shout out to the Service USA. Thank you for the 2-ball, big dog.
Was probably about 12 or 13. And of course, if you asked me at the time, I would have said, I don't know. I'm just playing a video game. This is awesome. Like, I don't know about finances. So my friends and I, we were competing in RuneScape, of all things, on who could get the highest fishing level. And what I did is I found something that would play the game for you for cutting down trees. And I was like, wait, they're very similar. Fishing, cutting trees.
You know who run a household,
so that
Rozzy.
cutting thing could fish. And then I released it as for free. People loved it. I took customer feedback. I improved it. And it got to a point where I could actually monetize it. And I started selling versions of it.
That's dope. They said he made $30,000 from the gaming mod while he was in high school. That was back when he was in high school. That's probably what helped to get his career popped off as far as his interest in becoming a software engineer. He learned to turn what he did in high school into a career. That's dope. I think that's dope.
While the RuneScape bot that I made did technically pay for my college, I took that loan money out and I used that to pay for college.
What?
And I used my RuneScape money to do other things and to, again, inflate my lifestyle. I wasn't financially literate at the time. I regret that, but I ended up paying them back later, so it's okay.
No student loans. Avoid them at all costs. If you can avoid them at all costs, avoid student loans. Obviously, he went and got a career to where he then was able to quickly pay it back and not worry about student loans. But avoid student loans at all costs. And this just shows you, this will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that it's not just black people. It's not just Hispanics. It's not just Latinos. It's not just people that's born in the hood. Everybody is out here getting caught up in this student loan thing, yo.
I went to college at The Ohio State University Medical School. I graduated in 2018 with a bachelor's in biomedical science.
Biomedical science, and then he's a software engineer. That's interesting.
During my junior to senior year of college, I ended up going to an internship at Amazon after my friend Alex convinced me that I should use my coding hobby as a career and just try it out. So at the end of my internship with Amazon, they actually extended it 1 month, and then they offered me a full-time position to come back the following summer after I had graduated.
He got lucky. But he ultimately did the thing that I tell y'all to do on a regular basis. He turned his hobby into a career. Listen, this man was on his way. I don't know what kind of job prospects that career that he was going into would made him, right? But he first fumbled the bag by taking out loans, right? And then he was going into a career that had nothing to do with what it is that he do now. And now he finessed and he turned what it is that he did as a hobby into a career. Now he can wear all the cat shirts that he wants. Look, check it out. Look. After getting, it just said it. I've never seen this part of the video before. After getting the full-time job at Amazon in 2019, he got into financial trouble. I already knew. I knew that this man did not know what he was doing from a financial perspective just because he generates a lot of money. I can tell. I can tell. Just because you have a good job. Listen, I coach, well, I don't want to say. I coach some people that are in some very prestigious industries that make a lot of money. They are not financially savvy. They have that shovel that's able to save them, but it does not mean that they're able to look at things from a financial perspective and actually get the most out of it. This is real talk. Just because you make a lot of money don't mean that you don't need to be coached.
It was because of this dip where I think my net worth went down to like negative 40,000 with signing bonuses and this awesome job that just didn't seem right to me. And the reason that happened was I moved to a house that was bigger than any house I've ever lived in, and I didn't know how to appropriately handle that. I spent way too much money on things and I overreached my budget. I was trying
You're doing
to
it
fix
again right
my
now.
financial situation because I heard so many horror stories of debt crumbling people's lives.
He's doing it again right now.
I didn't want my student debt to do that. So I got rid of all of that unhealthy debt. And I'm hoping to accumulate more healthy debt, like super low interest free money in the near future when I buy investment properties. I'm open to all possibilities.
Paid off his student loans in 2019.
I have my emergency fund built
something.
up. I keep it at roughly.
Paid off $40,000 in student loans in 2019.
I have my emergency fund built up. I keep it at
That boy cannot
roughly
hoop.
maybe 2 months worth of expenses.
This boy needs coaching. He's implementing the Dave Ramsey strategy when he needs to be implementing the Grant Cardone strategy. Because he makes too much money to be thinking like this and be operating like a fool. And to be having two chicks. This boy needs more than that. He needs the Anton Daniels, Grant Cardone, and he might need to go watch some Kevin Samuels. Real talk. This boy got two chicks living with him for free. He out here still making bad decisions and fumbling the bag. He got on a cat shirt. We're going to absolve ourselves from the cat shirt with the on top of the thing. He can't hoop.
Then I invest $1,500.
He got 2 months of emergency savings, yo. Instead of buying assets in which you can tap into if anything was to ever happen, he has 2 months of emergency savings. What are we, 13? Jesus. Come on, y'all. We gotta do. And this boy got a dual bike. He got a bike where his girl can ride on the back of it.
A week in the stocks that I'm looking at that week or that I see that are interesting or low in price. So my investments currently are to self-fund this passion of mine when I reach my 50s or 60s. I want to fund a self-automated robotic pod where you could go into it as an injured patient and without human intervention. You would go from being diagnosed to the surgery or treatment.
That's smart.
To recovery. So to fund that idea, I need to start saving now.
That's very smart. I like that.
So right now I'm waiting on approval. My side hustle is going to be sharing information in a simple way. And right now the plan is to do that through YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. I plan on covering everything from finances to just daily life things.
No, sir. Don't do it through finances. Do it through talking about tech, please. He needs direction. He literally needs direction, which is one of the reasons he probably did this whole video on the internet, and he agreed to do it because it gives him visibility. So he is smart in his ability to be able to market. But he needs direction. He don't need to be talking about finances because he not that guy.
Where you're like, wow, how the heck was I not taught that in high school or middle school? For the next year, I plan on just consistently investing every day and keeping both investments in cryptocurrency as well as the stock market. I also plan on keeping with my plan of investing in my 401k and my IRA. The thing that I think everyone should learn, at least from my story, is to go find it. And what I mean by that is if you have a problem Surround
Ooh,
yourself
that boy going
with
ham on
people
that
who
food.
don't have that problem, because you're going to learn from them and you're going to find the information to help make your life
Is
better.
that his girls?
Information is extremely powerful, and knowing that something exists is half the battle.
All right. This man needs a life coach. He needs a makeover. And he also needs to stop having them chicks living off him for free. It's gonna be some difficult it's gonna be some difficult conversations that he need to have, but he need to have them now. Because your sister is not gonna be a babysitter unless she busting it down. Let me stop messing around. Anyways, I thought that this was another great show. I love talking about money. We are going to do it again tomorrow. Patreon members, remember, if you are a seat at the table member, we doing a live stream tonight. Tonight, I'm putting the details already in the Patreon, but I'm gonna actually put up the actual link. It's going to be recorded, and then we're going to drop it for the general public, not the general public, for the rest of the Patreon members tomorrow morning. All right. Love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm on your way out the door. Shout out to Larry Walker, says Warriors 3 and Celtics 2. Celtics are going to win the championship in 7. I'm taking all bets on that. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight for the Patreon. If you need to kick it with me personally, make sure you tap in. Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com. Send me an email and I'm going to make sure I get you scheduled. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Patreon members, I'm going to see y'all tonight. But I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. All right? Make sure you share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all having a great week, a great morning, and then more importantly, a phenomenal afternoon. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Peace.